Hello everyone, so I'm Benjamin from Pyxo. In 2040, 80% of all packaging in EU will be reusable. This is discussed by the European Commission today as we speak. 80% of all packaging reusable by 2040. But is that even possible? Is it possible to have these billions of containers brought back by customers, the logistics handle for billions and billions of containers mutualized between players? Pyxo is a reuse platform that manages pool of reusable containers for its clients. Every single container is connected with a QR code or RFID tags. When they go around the supply chain, when they are distributed, when they are collected, when they are washed, every container is scanned, and with this data we do two things. First, we manage its stocks and operations. This is actually the easy part. The hardest part is the customers. Customers don't want to be disturbed. They like that we are doing some environmental efforts, but they don't want to play a dirty work and do that. So we handle, second, the customers. We make sure that our role is to make sure that people will bring back the containers inside the network, and if possible, with a smile on their faces. To do so, they don't have to pay any deposit to take our containers. They don't have to download any app, and they even earn discounts when they use and reuse again and again. We are as integrated as we can inside the customer's journey. Basically, we are connected to the cashier systems, we are connected to the loyalty apps of our clients. We are even connected to the food ordering apps, either for takeaway or food delivery. You can even use Pyxo with a simple SMS or just by paying your meal with your credit card. With all that system, we can achieve a 98% return rate of our containers. Our clients can focus on their business, and we handle basically everything else. We helped McDonald's, Sushi Shop, Sodexo, Metro, and many more to start this transition towards reusable packaging. We are working with governments, collectivities to make this a large-scale transformation. So with Pyxo, large-scale reuse becomes possible, cheaper, and easier. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Benjamin. Next is Vincent from Ficha. Please give him a warm welcome.
Hi, everyone. First, pardon my French accent. That's a new exercise for me. But I present Ficha, which is a company trying to improve recycling process using AI. I think you all hear about ChatGPT and this big trend, which is AI, and which is actually in waste management really useful to fulfill the European objective, which are more and more ambitious on recycling, cap on landfill too, like to incinerate less. That's one of the biggest challenge, and to recycle more and more packaging. One of the biggest problems of the waste management industry is that they are really blind. They don't know what's happening in the bin, in the truck that are collecting waste, and it is leading to a lot of cost. We are saying in Ficha that it is impossible to optimize a resource that is not measured. And that's what AI is bringing. We are developing an AI that is allowing us to identify more than 21 categories of trash, recyclable and non-recyclable. We are helping waste management industry to have a better understanding on waste management. Where are the good sorter, the bad one? To address some action that can be communication or even equipment disposal. This technology, we are deploying it on recycle bin to help citizens understand if they are well sorted. That's, I think, a bigger question everyone is wondering. Do I sort well? And that's the answer we are bringing. On the truck, we are deploying a sensor to help our client, collectivities and waste management company, understanding where are the good sorters, one more time, and where are the bad ones, and understanding the return on invest of their action, so they can manage with better efficiency their wastes. We are then providing solutions that will help encouraging, so we have a rewarding program for citizens who are sorting their waste, and some dashboard for our clients to understand all this data and play with more efficiency. We are a diversified team. We want to revolutionize waste management. That's a big challenge. We have AI engineer, hardware engineer, IT, and some business, as I'm trying to do. Working with the most famous waste management companies, some Suez and some big collectivities with Paris City, helping them doubling the recyclable waste they are collecting, because we think that avec Ficha, c'est pas fichu. French privilege to understand.
Thank you, Vincent and Ficha, who just raised 800,000 euros. Congratulations. Next, BeFC Elliot is on. Please give him a warm welcome.
Thank you. Okay, top. So this is a battery made of paper. So hi everyone, my name is Elliot, and at BeFC we make electricity with papers and enzymes. So to have a little bit of context, today we live in a connected world, and all of the connected devices are powered by miniature batteries. However, they are complex and analytical to collect and recycle. So as a consequence, it's 15 billion of them who are disposed every day in landfill or were incinerated. So to deal with this problem at BeFC, we created our own sustainable source of energy. So it's a battery made of paper, of organic materials. So how does it work? So we use natural elements, so glucose and oxygen, who are converted by enzymes into electricity. So we totally avoid the use of toxic materials such as commonly found in batteries. So to have a little number in mind, it costs 100 less CO2 emission to produce a BeFC than a button battery. So in addition, as we are a disruptive technology, we also created our own sustainable electronics to adapt ourselves at any given use case. So on it, we can have different type of sensors like temperature, shock, light, humidity, and a lot of more. And so we can have this data, store them, and send them by different type of wireless communication. So we offer a lot of market opportunities in replacement of batteries, but also in innovation in different type of product, for example in logistics, for enhance the traceability of your product, but also in health to have, for example, a vital signs patch, so without using a toxic battery. So today our next step are first the industrialization of our solution. So we will produce in 2024 1 million units per day, to launch the mass production. The second one is the international expansion, so in the USA and in Japan. And the next one is the company growing. So first we were 5. Today we are more than 45 in 3 years. So today is our birthday. And so we will continue to grow in day by day. So yeah, I will just finish with our little tagline. So together, power the future with nature. Thank you.
Thanks, Elliot. Thanks, Elliot, who began at Circular Challenge without being in the logistics. It used to be only for patches in the medical field. So a great trajectory. And I would like to welcome Alexis from Bocoloco. Please give him a loud of applause.
Hi everyone, I'm Alexis Santer, the CEO of Bocoloco. Really happy to be here today. I remember 3 years ago I was pitching at ChangeNOW, and at that time I had only one idea, one PowerPoint, and lots of energy. So 3 years after, I do have energy, but also partnership with the brands and retailers, and that can help. So what do we do at Bocoloco? So basically we provide unique technology to brands and retailers to ease reuse model. So basically test and learn reuse and then scale it more easily. So just to show you what it looks like. So we have a large range of products that are sold in reusable packaging. And we have our return vending machine in store to really ease the customer journey. And we really believe that it's by providing top-notch customer experience that you can really facilitate all the move toward reuse model. And as you can see also, we provide some QR code on our packs. Is really to allow it to be recognized on the return vending machine and then being tracked throughout the value chain. Because we do provide the complete operation of the reuse model. And by doing that, we really provide some data regarding basically all the economics behind that and all the change of habits of the customer. So basically, what's the return rate of the product, what's the frequency of return, what's the impact at the end in terms of CO2 or waste generated. So as you can see here, it's also a way for the brand to amplify its brand presence. So by scanning the QR code, the customer will access to all the digitalized labeling. And as I said earlier, it's a way to collect a lot of CSR data that can be useful. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexis. While Benjamin, if you can come back on stage, as well as Elliot and Vincent. Just to tell you, CircularNOW Challenge is actually finalizing the recruitment for the next promotion. So if you are a startup and you're interested in being accelerated, you can go on our website, circularnowchallenge.citeo.com, and you can apply in 10 minutes. So now we will have a few moments with the jury to ask questions, so please feel free. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the pitches. I've got a question for Ficha in particular. What are the bottlenecks to the growth? What do you need to do so that you can grow faster and scale?
I would say that on scalability, the the truck solution is already scalable. We have a chance in Europe and everywhere in the world that there is not that much garbage model truck. So that's a subject we are looking forward to, talking with Belgium, Swiss, Italy at the moment to start our European journey by the end of this year. On the bin, that's something which we are working on to have a kind of outside model, because our captor is not that adaptable to all the bin. So that's what we are working on. But scalability is the key for us, and we are working toward this with our engineer.
Merci. Maybe not a question for Ficha, but for the three of you guys. Have you compared your impact with actual solution impact, like lifetime analysis cycle de vie produit?
You want to take it for Ruiz? Or okay. Yes, and it's actually something really debated right now at the EU, because a lot of lobbyists from disposable packaging are putting out a life cycle analysis telling that disposable is better than reusable. But actually, if you go through the right channels, like Science Direct, so basically the science journals that really publish the life cycle analysis, around 4 to 17 cycles are needed for reusable containers to be better. 4 to 17, depending on many things, the logistics and stuff, for reusable containers to be better than a disposable one, whatever the kind of disposable containers.
And just to add on that, I think this is not enough to go through that kind of ACV analysis. and then we have to also look at all the impact on top of that in terms of biodiversity, plastic damage, and so on. So for me, yes, it's good to have a look at that kind of study, but then you have to go beyond that.
Yeah, and for us, we haven't done SCV yet, but we prove with external laboratories that our technology is compostable and recyclable, 100% recyclable and compostable. And we also prove internally that our technology is non-phytotoxic, so we didn't degrade the status of the plant when we throw it in nature. So yeah.
You spoke, Vincent, about a rewarding program, and I would like to ask to everybody, do you think, except, I'm sorry for Elliot, but do you think that the rewarding program is a good way to accelerate the recycle cycle?
Yeah, that's a question we are asking ourselves every day. We think that it has an impact. When we ask people what would be the first reason for you to start sorting your waste, 91% of them say the rewards. We are not putting it as core business for us because the value it's bringing is something, but for us, data and AI will help bringing other action that will have their impact too. So that's complicated in terms of technology to put it everywhere. It has definitely an impact, and that's why we are doubling recycling waste collecting. But one more time, should not be the core of the business.
Yeah, for us, it's kind of a change management tool. Basically, when most people come into a McDonald's place, they come to eat, and they don't really even understand why there is reusable containers. They don't even understand the ecological impact behind that. You need to understand that a lot of people don't have this maybe knowledge around that. So if you only have some kind of deposit, some kind of constraints around the customers, basically you lose the customers and they didn't learn anything. So it's more like, okay, you do that, you earn money. You don't even know why, but it's like this. You earn money, you earn loyalty points. So it's a change management tool to really bring a new gesture around the customers that don't really understand the impact. As for the way we see it.
I totally agree with Benjamin. I mean, when you ask people in store, what do they have in mind when they talking about deposit? They remember as a child they were really getting some coins when returning back the containers. So I think in terms of education at the really beginning, it's interesting, and when discussing with the retailers, it depends on the sales policy that they have, but they do believe in it. But there are other ways to do it. You can do gamification, for instance. You can do other ways to sensibilize and educate. So, I mean, not only the only option.
Yeah, a reward is a general term. It doesn't mean necessarily just financial reward.
A question for all. What series are you raising currently?
We've just finished our seed or pre-seed round, and we are planning for the Series A's maybe before that one we expected, because the growth is there and we need to accelerate on research and development. So plan a Series A around in 1 year, let's say, of 3 million, 4 million euros.
For us, we were created 3 years ago, and within the 6 months, we raised up, I think it was 3 million euros for our seed. And today we are finalizing our Series A. So it will be between 15 and 20 million euros.
Nice run. Okay, so for us it will be a Series A around mid-2024 again, I think. We did our seed rounds late 2021.
And we'll announce our funding next week.
Thank you, and great presentation. Two questions for Bocoloco and Pyxo. What are your main bottleneck to scale in France and internationally? How do you see that? For Ficha, how do you protect your IP? Because I guess computer vision is kind of widely available, and how do you make sure that no one can take the same as you? And BeFC, what is the comparable kind of energy density, cycle life of your battery compared to other technologies that are around?
Valérie, do we have time? Yes, okay. So we can go through the answers. Who wants to begin? Okay, Alexis.
Bottleneck for us to scale, I would say first regulations. It's really what's the trigger for retailers and brands to move. But that's not enough. It's also about consumer education. Really, you have to educate in store to get people used to it. So it's really large scale communication as well. Maybe from CITEO.
Yeah, so obviously regulation helps a lot in our sector, but yes, one big player making the biggest move towards reusable containers will be a huge step in France. They have some laws really strict in France, but they are not playing the game enough yet. But thanks to CITEO, we have other incentives now because it's highly granted to do reuse today. CITEO can do subsidies up to 70% of all our costs are paid by CITEO, 30% remaining only for the clients. So we are very competitive compared to disposable now, and we hope that with that we can really scale up with big brands.
Okay, so just quickly, with our technology, we are able to to power a lot of different types of microelectronics. So it can be a large range of sensors. So I was saying temperature, humidity. We can make shock, localization, things like that. Can be also little displays or LED for limited packaging, or it can be also a disposable product. So if you think about in medical for pregnancy test, so in the electronic pregnancy test, you have 2 lithium batteries to have the little smile on the display or not. And so here it was our first proof of concept. So we replace this lithium battery just by a piece of paper. So when you throw it, you will not destroy the environment by just throw it to lithium batteries. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and for IP, for us, like we are preferring to keep our receipts secret than protecting it, because as you know, AI is a domain that's going crazy at the moment. So we are not really patenting something or in the concept more than the tech, but our mission is to recruit the best profile on AI. That's what we want, and what's the strategy over the world. So we have a partnership with India, working with some laboratory in France. That's more what we are developing instead of patented everything that will be probably not valuable in 1 month. So that's more it.
We have time for one more round of questions. Is there any more questions? It's over. Okay, sorry, I didn't understand well. Okay, so thanks a lot. Thanks for those inspiring pitches.